Hello, everybody. Aaron Portzine here. Allison Lucan there. We are back in Nationwide Arena where tonight the Blue Jackets beat the Dallas Stars 3-2.
2-2.
Lots to talk about, but we got to get to it first. The 3-1 goal, Sonny Milano, 9 minutes to play. Crazy.
Insane.
Insane.
And every time you watch it, every different angle, it gets
Yes.
more insane.
Yes, especially when you consider the situation,
Yes.
the scene that he made this decision in. The goal itself is amazing. You've probably all seen it by now. It's above us here in the copy. He first of all, he goes through the legs of a defenseman to get into the zone. He's 1-on-2, but he's sort of past them, and he's got two Stars sort of flanking him,
Falling Stars?
and rather shooting Stars coming at him in a parallel universe, and really all his chance is to go backhand
Yes.
is the sure way to get the puck on net.
Which is what I thought he did at first.
But he's going so fast, and nobody in their right minds is expecting this. He pulls it back between his legs and scores, as Blue Jackets fans would have seen Nick Foligno score previously. Rick Nash has scored a goal like that. None of them have done it at that full
That's right.
speed. Craziness. But it's a huge goal. Not only is
Yeah,
it,
forget the style points.
Yes.
They needed that lead.
it makes it 3-1. But describe the scene on the bench, because of course it's happy, but there's all sorts of stuff going on the bench.
I mean, Torch just looks down and shakes his head, kind of laughing.
Yeah.
Brad Larson leans over, kind of taps him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
The bench is going crazy.
Right.
Yeah, and then we asked Corpusalo too. You know, everyone's watching the replay. Everyone's looking up.
Yeah, they're laughing as
Yeah.
much as, because again, it's like forget who can do that.
Right.
There's maybe 2% of the league could try that, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably 10 guys that could do that at most. It's who would try that in that situation, because if he misses the net entirely, he's gonna
Oh, he's going to hear it.
hear it, because this is a tight game, 2-1. The Stars are a desperate team making a push, but he scores it 3-1. Allison, I think it's one of the top 10 goals that this franchise has scored.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because remember we had that crazy Duclair goal from the knee
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And now we have this goal.
Yeah, and I don't think Duclair cracks the top 10. Am I
No,
wrong?
no.
Okay.
But I think this was, and what I appreciated about it too, you know, we've talked about that fourth line, what it looks like,
Yeah.
was Nash to Lilia to Milano. The
yeah.
passing to turn
Yeah.
Milano loose was
Yeah.
key to that whole thing.
Yeah. And their breakout was good most of the night. So
Seth Jones said the second period was kind of a dip, and I
Okay.
think we would all agree.
yeah, late first was a real dip.
A real dip.
Yeah, I don't know if they had the puck to even break out though.
Right.
And let's backtrack a little bit. The Dallas Stars, many people picked them to win the Western Conference. Some picked them to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I think that's a little crazy, but it's there.
Right.
And they come in tonight 1-5-1.
Yes.
I believe they leave here 1-6-1. But when the Blue Jackets take a 2-0 lead, there was an almighty push
Yeah.
from the Stars at that point. This is a team with a lot of individual high-end players.
Veterans.
Veterans, proud players,
Mm-hmm.
a big, accomplished goalie, Ben Bishop. You know that a push is coming. The Blue Jackets survived that late first. Joonas Korpisalo was fantastic. But I thought after that, I don't want to disagree with Seth Jones necessarily. He's on the ice. But I felt like Columbus played pretty well with the 2-1 lead for long stretches there. Part of the second and into the third before Milano made it 3-1. Agree?
I mean, I thought for me the second wasn't as crisp. I
As
think
the third?
as the first,
As
as the beginning of the first and
Okay.
the third. For me, the dip from the end of the first continued into there. I saw it in their lack of transition play. I saw it in their lack of passing connections. I just didn't. I felt like they came out so sharp,
Yeah.
and then it kind of filtered
Frittered,
away,
yeah.
and then came back again in the third.
Yeah. So the Blue Jackets get a goal early. They scored some beautiful goals tonight.
Gorgeous.
I mean, the Gustav Nyquist pass across to Werenski
Yeah.
for the 1-0 goal. That pass is a gorgeous pass. Alexander Wedberg.
Listen,
I mean, I said to him first thing in the room, I said, I thought you had the highlight goal of the night. And
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, Sonny. Like,
he
course
was
he
on
did.
fire tonight.
He
He had
was.
to. Alexander Wenberg is in on the joke.
Yeah.
Because he was
Yeah.
asked at the end of his interview
Yeah.
if he would ever attempt the Sonny Milano move. And he looked at the assembled media and just kind of smirked and said, no, I'd probably just dump the puck into the corner, and then a big smile.
right.
Which was classic. But for me, on that goal, what I appreciated too wasn't just the shot. He
Right.
does the work on the entry
Yes.
to bring the puck in. He circles around, gets himself into the front and net front,
Yeah.
and then takes a shot. The work that went into getting to the shot
Yeah.
was just as impressive to me.
And to John Tortorella's point, post game, his feet are moving.
That's right.
So he picks that puck up with incredible speed.
Yes.
And the Stars, I think, are thinking they're going to be leaving the zone. So
Yes.
he's going a totally different direction they are with speed. And maybe in years past, from when John Tortorella said post game, maybe the feet aren't moving.
That's right.
Like that. So that's a huge advantage, and he takes full advantage of having the speed and the sort of momentum advantage against the Stars, and goes around, and it's a beautiful goal.
Gorgeous.
It's a beautiful goal. This team, we've talked about it. They might have more skill than people give them credit for.
I mean, I think so. I think this is a team that people don't necessarily pay a ton of attention to on the national landscape.
For sure.
In terms of how this roster is built.
Yeah.
The narrative is still out there of what they lost.
Right.
And I think that we sound like what has been spouted so many times, but people don't know the core of this team.
Right.
I've
Right.
had people even say that to me. They're like, "Oh, Cam Atkinson and assembled players." I'm like, Seth Jones,
Yeah.
Zach Werenski, Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Gustav Nyquist is
Yeah,
a nice
you know,
player.
yeah. And
Lindbergh's
I-
been a 60-point guy in this league.
I mean, they seem to be putting it together now too,
Yeah.
which is what I notice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people assumed that they lost a number one center, which
Yeah.
they did in Matt Duchene, but,
But
he
he
was for 6 weeks
Right.
here, so it's not like they haven't had success without him.
Right.
So yeah, as long as people, I think they're fine with people thinking that, as long as they want
Sure.
to think that. But after an 0-2 start, where you're kind of scratching your head and wondering, whoa, where is this
Yeah.
going? This could be a long year. And now they've steadied, and they're at 500.
Yep.
They go to Chicago on Friday. They come back home to the Islanders on Saturday. Those are winnable games.
They are.
Those are winnable games.
Korpisalo looks sharp right now.
Yeah, I mean, and that gets us to this point. What do you do there Friday in Chicago?
I mean, it's hard because we have heard this forever. I asked Torts about this tonight. We have heard forever. Korpisalo doesn't get the regular starts. It's hard for him to
Yes.
string games together.
Right.
He's getting regular starts. He is stringing together what seem to be better and better slowly
Yeah,
performances.
right.
And how do you take a goaltender who just played, I thought, quite well tonight,
Very well. Yep.
and say you're not playing Friday, but you also have 4 games in 6 days. So
Yes.
splitting that back to back seems logical.
Yeah, I think you
hard.
go Elvis in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
And then you give Korpisalo Saturday here and
Yeah.
Monday in Toronto.
Yep.
So anything else we need to get to?
I think that's it.
What a game.
What a game.
What a night. Just
It's
some-
an entertaining game. No internet. All kinds of crazy tracking
Yeah,
happening.
they should turn the internet off every night. What the hell? Yeah, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for reading. Thanks for listening. Another podcast coming Friday.
Friday.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.